Lord Narsimha. So this is the story begins millions of years ago when Lord had taken the incarnation as a Varaha. Varaha is the avatar of the incarnation where Lord appeared as a pig, or also known as the Varaha. So at that time, a very powerful demon existed. His name was Hiranyaksh.
Mataji, Uma Mataji is saying maybe it was Satyuga or Treta Yuga?
Yuga, I don't know. Maybe it could be Satyuga only. I don't know, because see, there are four yugas. I don't know which millennium we are talking about. It could be this millennium or last millennium. Probably I have to check that. Okay, so this demon was there, and it was because of him that the earth went into the ocean, inside the ocean, and then Lord Krishna incarnated as a pig, as a Varaha, and he brought back the entire universe, the entire earth. He kept it on his nose and again placed it at its right position. And then there was a fierce battle which took place between Lord Varahadev and Hiranyaksh, and ultimately Hiranyaksh died. So apart from Hiranyaksh had a brother, and his name was Hiranyakashipu. Sorry. There's a L which came as by mistake.
And no problem, Mataji.
Okay. So then, now when he heard the news of his brother's death, so Hiranyakashipu got very upset, and he was burning with fire, and he wanted to take revenge from Lord Vishnu. He wanted to go and kill Lord Vishnu right away. But he did not do that. Instead, he went to the mountains. He went to the Mandara mountains, Mandra, Mandara mountains, and he started doing tapasya. He started meditating. And it is said that he's meditated for almost thousands of years. So let's take a look at the slide.
Mataji, the mountain was Mandira, right? Correct?
Mandra, I think Mandra. I think the I will not come. Anyways, let's see. So his meditation was so strong that everything around him started burning. He himself became a skeleton because he was not eating or he was not drinking anything. And eventually, an ant hill developed around his body. So if somebody wants to look at where is Hiranyakashipu, they could not find him because an entire ant hill had developed around him. And severe austerities, severe penances, severe tapasya he performed for thousands of years. Why? Because he wanted to take revenge from Vishnu. Now, because of his tapasya, because of all the austerities that he was performing, and there was so much of heat got generated, and the demigods, the devatas, got very, very worried because entire universe had started heating up, and the devatas could not tolerate the heat. So, what to do? They approached Brahmaji because Hiranyakashipu was meditating on Brahma because he can't meditate on Vishnu because Vishnu is his enemy, right? So he started meditating on Brahmaji, and the news went to Brahmaji, and all the
Oh,
devatas
sorry,
approached.
Mataji. Can you repeat that? I missed
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Brahmaji, who was meditating on?
yeah. Hiranyakashipu was meditating. He can't meditate on Vishnu, right? Because he wanted to take revenge from Vishnu. So he started meditating on Brahmaji. He wanted to take blessings from Brahmaji and become very, very powerful. So let's see what happens next. So Brahmaji finally listened to the prayers of Hiranyakashipu, and he goes there. He goes to the material world and he goes to meet him. So when Lord Brahma arrives, he was shocked to see because Hiranyakashipu had become like a skeleton, and so Lord Brahma sprinkled some holy water, and Hiranyakashipu regained his original form. Now, when Hiranyakashipu saw Lord Brahma, he offered his prayers to Lord Brahma. And then Lord Brahma asked him what he desires. Now, Hiranyakashipu wanted to become immortal. Immortal means that he should never ever die. Lord Brahma said that he himself is not immortal. How can he grant him this wish? So, many of you might not be aware that Lord Brahma also dies, although his lifespan is millions and millions of years, but he is also mortal like us. He is also not immortal. So then Hiranyakashipu had no choice. So then he asked for certain boons. So what was those boons? Let's see. So he asked that he should never be killed by any creature of land and sea, and he also should not be killed by any human being or devata. So he made sure that nobody kills him. Next, he should not be killed by any weapon.
Mataji, please little slowly this one, and could you please repeat the first one?
Sure. So he should
Sorry.
never be killed by any creature of land and sea, or any human being, or not even devata. Shall we move on?
No, Mataji, I'm just explaining. Sorry, there are a lot of
Oh,
things, no?
okay, okay.
Yes, Mataji. First done. Second.
Okay. Second was that he should not be killed by any weapon, like we have gun or we have trident or sword. So there are many weapons, and like there was a huge variety of weapons which used to be there in ancient times. we can't even imagine such fierce weapons used to be there. So he wanted that no weapon should kill him.
Yes, Mataji, done.
Yeah. Next was that he should not die in daytime or night. Shall I type? I'll type. You please sign.
Done, Mataji, yes.
Yeah. Then he should not die inside or outside the house. He should not die on land or in the air. So now look at the how clever he was. He, although Brahmaji did not grant him the boon of being immortal, but he somehow desired for things that in a way he would become immortal. So if you look at all these items very carefully, how do we die? We usually die by some weapon, or we somebody kills us, or we die either at daytime or we die at night time. We die in the land or we die in the air. So there is definitely some place we die, right? But then Hiranyakashipu framed his desire in such a way that Brahmaji had no choice. But yeah, I mean, definitely he had come to bless him. But he desired all these things in a way that he make 100% security for himself, that come what may, there is no way I can be killed. Prabhu, I think you need to mute all.
Yeah, done, Mataji.
Okay. So these are the boons. And when Brahmaji heard all these things, he said, okay, Tathastu, I will grant you all these desires, all these wishes, I will giving it to you. So meanwhile, while all this was happening in his kingdom, something else was happening. So let's have a look at that. So while Hiranyakashipu was meditating and he was meeting Lord Brahma at this point, at that time, devatas who were very worried because, once Hiranyakashipu gets all the power, he will not leave the devatas. He will come and capture the place where devatas are living. Right. So what they did, they went and attacked at Hiranyakashipu's kingdom. So when they attacked the kingdom, so when they attacked the kingdom, uh, when they attacked the kingdom, they captured his wife. And Hiranyakashipu's wife's name was Kayadu. But by that time, I mean, the Supreme Lord knew, and Narad Muni, who was the very great devotee of Lord Vishnu, he came, and he gave shelter to Hiranyakashipu's wife, because he knew very well that at that time Kayadu, Hiranyakashipu's wife, was pregnant, and in her womb was a great devotee of Lord Vishnu who was going to take birth. So at any cost, Narad Muni did not want Kayadu, or the child who was going to be born, who was a great devotee, to get any kind of harm from the Devatas. The Devatas were not aware that Kayadu in her womb is carrying a child who will come out to be a great devotee of Lord Vishnu. So Narad Muni knew. So what he did, he took away, he to give shelter to Kayadu, and he took her, and she started living in his hermit, or in the the hut, or the place where Narad Muni was staying. Like a daughter, he started looking after her. And what he started doing, he started glorifying Lord Narayan's name. He started telling her the stories of Lord Narayan, how glorious the Lord is, and all the qualities, the pastimes, the songs, the bhajans, everything. Narad Muni started telling that. And we all know that how a child is able to listen to everything when he is present in the womb of a mother. So whatever the mother is listening, the child also listens to the same thing. So all these things the child was listening. Now all this meditation of Hiranyakashipu got over, and he became 3 times, 10 times more powerful than what he used to be. And now, with his newly acquired boon, that yes, Brahmaji has granted him the wish that he cannot die. So he came back, and he again started torturing all the good people, the saintly people, the devatas. He came back to his original self, and he started torturing all of them. So now when Hiranyakashipu comes back, Kayadu, his wife, also comes back, and the child is born, and the child's name is Prahlad. Now Prahlad was not a very ordinary child. He was a great devotee of the Lord. When he was a very, very small boy, he was just 5 years old. He never used to behave like ordinary children. He started going to school, and his teachers, his gurus in Gurukul, they tried to educate Prahlad in areas of politics, economics, and all other material activities. But Prahlad was not interested in all of them. He even used to preach to his friends in school about the glories of Lord Vishnu, about Lord Vishnu. So the only topic which Prahlad was interested in is talking about Lord Vishnu. Prahlad never liked the idea, like, how his father was so cruel and used to discriminate so much. But Prahlad never liked the idea of discriminating between one's friends and enemies. And he was equal towards all of them.
Mataji, sorry, last line I missed.
Yeah, so he was equal. He never used to discriminate between friends and enemies. And
Little voice is breaking, Mataji. Friends and enemies के आगे क्या बोला miss हो गया Mataji.
So he was equal towards everyone.
That is Prahlad, the boy.
Prahlad, yeah. He used to treat everybody equally, whether
Can you
it is
give
a
me an
friend
example
or
of that, Mataji?
some child is there who's hating him, who doesn't want to be friend with him, and there is a boy in the class who's very friendly to him, but he will not develop any kind of hatred towards the person who's hating him. He will be equally good to both the people. He'll be good to the person who's not liking him, and he's also good to the person who's very fond of him. Like in general life, are we like that? We don't behave like that. If there is somebody who doesn't like us, we also don't like such people, right? We also try to move away from such people. But Prahlad was not like that. So there were people around him. There were teachers who never used to like him chanting Krishna's or Narayan or Lord Vishnu's name, but he never used to feel bad about it because he used to think that Lord is in everybody's heart. So at a very small age, Prahlad was aware of all those things. So one day, like a loving father, Hiranyakashipu called Prahlad and he placed him on his lap. And, he asked him how a normal father would talk to the child. So he asked him how his school was going on. And Prahlad was very fearless. And he replied that the best subject he likes is how to please Lord Narayan. He loves to talk about Lord Vishnu. And that is his favorite subject. Now imagine that person like a demon like Hiranyakashipu, who had meditated, whose main aim was to kill Lord Vishnu, and here is his child, his only child, and that child is, he loves Lord Vishnu. So the more Prahlad was glorifying, the more Prahlad was talking good about Vishnu, Hiranyakashipu was getting more and more angry. And slowly he realized that his son has now become his enemy. And so what he did was he ordered the guards to kill Prahlad. So imagine how demonic, how like a devil's mind he was, that he did not, for him, there's nobody more, he used to value his animosity, or he used to value his enemy more than his own child. His hatred was so strong for Lord Vishnu that he did not hesitate in killing his own child, because the child was favoring his greatest enemy. So that is the level of hatred Hiranyakashipu had for Lord Vishnu. Let's see what happens. So here are the various pictures in which Hiranyakashipu tried to kill Prahlad. And So you can have a look at the pictures again. He tried to, he got a huge elephant and he placed Prahlad under the feet of the elephant so that elephant can crush Prahlad. But Prahlad did not die because he was constantly chanting Lord's name. He tried, the guards went and tried to throw him over a cliff, over a mountain. But again, Prahlad did not die because below, Lord was holding, and the Lord caught him in his hands and Lord Prahlad was saved. Then once, Hiranyakashipu threw him in burning fire, and there also Prahlad did not fear and he started chanting Lord's name, and fire also could not burn him. And once he threw him in a dungeon, in a dark cell, in a dark corner where the most poisonous snakes were, sitting, and because he thought that some snake will bite him and he will die. But none of the snakes could harm him. So there also, Prahlad was constantly chanting the name of the Lord, and the snakes did not harm him. So this is just few incidents where you can see that how unflinching, or how Prahlad's faith towards the Supreme Lord could not be shaken even in the worst of conditions. And here we are, where we cannot even pass the test which life gives us. We face some difficulty and we start cursing God. God is responsible. But here we should learn from Prahlad that he was put through so much of difficulties, yet his faith on the Lord did not move. His love and his dedication towards the Lord did not move. His faith continued to grow stronger and stronger. So we have still not done with the past, with the story of Prahlad. So today the class was only for half an hour. So let's do one thing. Can we continue the story? Not much is left though, but we can continue the story tomorrow. We'll meet at 4 o'clock. And please be on time. We'll start sharp at 4 o'clock. And we will also discuss the pastimes of Lord Narsimhadev in various temples. And at the same time, we will also discuss few qualities of the Lord. So I'm not going to repeat what we did just now. And when we send, because it's available at the link at the YouTube, you can watch the video. And so we will start where I have dropped. So after this slide, we will, start our presentation again. So those, if it's possible, please fast for tomorrow. It is just fast, which is like Ekadashi fasting.
Mataji, Ramakrishna has hands up.
Yeah, you can ask what he wants.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mataji is basically saying this story was done with us, I mean, shared with us in 2021 as well. It's on YouTube, Mataji. It's a 1 hour session. I can send it to you, Mataji, if you want.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing it because there are a lot of people who have joined new. I know I had done it through BDC, this session, the same class we had done through BDC. I also remember. But since there are a lot of new people who might not be aware of the story, so you can ask if everybody, if it's okay. Nobody, that's why I asked in the beginning whether people want to listen to the story or not. But since everybody said yes, we would like to listen. So let me know. Is it, if you ask everybody, just 1 minute, is it okay? You want me to continue with the story tomorrow, or we can take up the new thing tomorrow?
Ma'am, Mataji, tomorrow we have Bhakti Viksha, right?
Yeah, whenever there is a festival, we don't do Bhakti Vriksha. So tomorrow being a big festival, Bhakti Vriksha will be shifted to next Sunday then. We'll have to begin the week 5. So do we continue the story tomorrow? And those of all who are raising hands, we will take up questions later because it was supposed to be just a half an hour class. And Saurabh Prabhu has other commitments. So please keep your questions reserved.
Ramakrishna says, Mataji, we can continue the story.
Okay.
Nandini
So,
Mataji also saying we should. Renu Mataji also saying Asha.
not much is left actually. Just 2-3 slides are left. So we'll quickly wind up. Within 5-10 minutes, we'll wind up tomorrow. So can you request people not to ask questions now? We won't be able to take the questions today. Or they can send me a separate message. What happened, Sarapru?
Mataji, they're all requesting something about tomorrow's Ekadashi, some rules they want to ask, things like that.
Acha, okay.
I'm sorry, Mataji. Today, no, I had really hard day. 10 to 4. I
No,
actually
I don't want to stay long. But
interpreting.
every.
No, I'm informing them also, Mataji. I'm informing
Ah.
you. I'm also signing and telling them. Mataji,
So
they
it's
have
a
questions about the fast.
what fast? It's a normal, like how they fast on Ekadashi, no grains. No grains, that's it. The whole day, no grains. How you fast on Ekadashi, same way. No difference. If Ramakrishna is aware, then he can brief them. Saur Prabhu, you want to leave? If Ramakrishna can take over and just ask them questions and he can type to me and send, I'll hold on for another 5-10 minutes. If I can type and answer their questions.
Mataji, he doesn't know everything. He won't be, but to the rules about
Okay.
Ekadashi and everything.
Vaishali, can she type and send me separate? There are no rules. If they are, see, it's not hard and fast. If you have been observing Ekadashi, you'll know. Or maybe after next class, we'll explain more on fasting, then you can observe. If you cannot, don't push yourself.
Mataji, she's saying that Raat ko after 7 can we eat?
7 you can eat, but no grains again. No grains. You can eat the whole day, but no grains. The whole day you keep eating. I've said. Continue eating the whole day, but don't eat grains. That's it. Fine. Thank you so much. So see you tomorrow. So thank you so much. Hare Krishna. See you all tomorrow. Right? Imagine mama brand, mama you are the town job छोटी सी